Hello, Fightful Faithful. Welcome to another episode of the Sour Graps Tuesday show, where today is just like any other Tuesday, and we're not celebrating anything at all. This particular country that Kate and I are living in.
Alex,
Yeah,
that's not true. Today's the 4th of July.
is it? I hadn't gotten the memo. As you can see.
Otherwise you just look like a very patriotic Elton John situation, which I respect,
good.
but today
That's
is
good.
American Independence Day.
Uh-huh.
Happy birthday, America. Guys, get in your super chats and your humper chats at humperchats.com. You can watch us on twitch.tv/Fightful Gaming and send us your biddies over there.
Yep.
You can email me if you want to sponsor the show, but here's some free ways to support us that we would appreciate.
Yep.
Leave it all thumbs up ski on this video. It helps people find us in the algorithms. You could also subscribe to Fightful YouTube. We're rolling out more content all day, every day. Okay, maybe not
Correct.
all day, all day, every day, but
not all day.
But with more frequency than we were, which is
right.
It used to be 0. So a low bar, admittedly, but we're posting some cool stuff there. I'm also going to tell you to subscribe to Fightful Select. We had a whole bunch of the bank news, updates on Drew McIntyre, got AEW contract news coming, all sorts of good stuff at FightfulSelect.com. Best $5 in the business. And you get more of this extremely normal duo and me and Alex doing things like your Money in the Bank post show on Saturday.
That's me.
Yeah, you get like 12 pods a week back on the old FightfulSelect.com for just $5. Get out of town and take a bus.
It's a lot.
Obviously, America puns, right? Like, let's just
America puns all night.
100%.
And I'm very intrigued to see the America puns from people who are not in America.
That'll be the best ones.
Those will be the best ones for me.
Yeah.
I also see this. I don't think I'm going to be able to get through the entire bag of patriotic Sour Patch Kids tonight because they're red, white, and blue. So I think I'm gonna have to save some of these for the Great American Bash, baby.
Hey-o.
In like 3 weeks. It's the 30th of July. So I'm gonna. It's a good thing that I got these ridiculous things that I'm wearing because I will get to use them twice. I will also wear this exact outfit on the main channel for our NXT Great American Bash review, and I can't wait to get more new people in. So that's good. That's good.
We are here to convert them over to this show.
Yes, exactly. So hey Kate, you tweeted something.
Hey Alex.
That I thought no, you know, it was true. And I thought very apropos of the situation. Why is it that the taped NXTs were like 17 people will watch, including us? So much better than the live ones. And it's not like just because they edited them, although that's part of it. I don't know what it is, but a lot of it was just like, well, to that, like, listen, unfortunately, guys like Tyler Bate and Mustafa Ali are used to doing stuff for a taped show. So it doesn't faze them at all. They're just going to do great things. But it did feel like, some of the best matches and also some of, not all of, some of the best creative that we've got going on. And we're just going to dump on this show that literally nobody's going to watch. Seems like a weird thing.
It is the same in ROH town. Whenever they actually have to plan ahead for a few weeks, the episodes are real good. I think because nobody could come in and make last minute changes, they just had to do the things that made sense. God bless them for it.
Yep.
But this was a better show tonight. I'm glad because we're here reviewing it on July 4th. It would be apropos, but less fun if it was a lame show. But we got this is maybe the most interesting Baron Corbin's ever been to me. With the vignette that we got tonight. Mustafa Ali and Tyler Bate, we knew if they left it alone would be an embarrassment of riches, of course. But there's some good stuff that happened here tonight.
Yeah. There was it was so good. Jade Pringle starts us off with. By the way, did we say super and humper chats? Super and Humper chats again if we already said it. J.Rio Pringle says, Alex the Amazing, Kate the Kind-Hearted, Papa Paul Elizabeth, best Papa on the planet. All the usual SGS riffraff. Happy America B-Day. May our country always get better and the growing pains be minimal.
Well,
I have bad news for you, JD Pringle, of how it's currently going.
Bad news.
It has been since 1776.
Well, hold on.
I mean, we've made progress. Don't get me wrong.
Sure,
but it's been minimal over the course of 250 years.
I would say the growing pains part right now. Yeah. We're basically in the sitcom.
Yep. Paul Elizabeth says, "Happy birthday, America! Let's go SGS, Team Kalex, Supermod Luis, Da Sisters, Da Beard, Da Council, Hair Normus, Alpha Bill, and Demand JW Pringle."
Hi, Dad.
That's good. So we already have some America puns. I'm going to get some out of the way now because we're going to get a lot of them, I'm sure. Tom LaValle says, Techno Team 1776.
I think the Techno Team puns have gone on longer than they were a tag team. God bless you for that. Thank you.
There we go. It's really Brian says, America puns, USA J Styles, and Boston Booker Tea Party.
That's very good. I think isn't that Eddie Edwards' finisher is just called the Boston Knee Party. The Boston Knee Party.
The Boston Knee Party. Yeah.
So he could be. You could send just his finishing move in.
Yeah,
could be fun.
Tom LaValle says Aaron Burron Burraker. Aaron Burron. Very good. One Lieutenant Photo.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service, Lieutenant Photo. Big Bill of Rights.
Oh, very good. Okay.
Big Bill of Rights. And I like this. There's a couple of Tegan Knox puns here. Of course, one from insert Clevin Tegan Knox pun, which says the home of the brave and the land of the Tegan Knox.
Very nice.
And Chi-Town Spurs says, what did George Washington do? He could not tell a lie about. He cut down a cherry tree and Knox.
Just a heads up to this feller. This is a very different and weird show. They're singing. There are puns. We are hypercritical of NXT. It was a better episode tonight, but this is if you're like, oh, I watched the Monday Night Raw review show. That was not this week because Sean was insane, but this is different.
Yeah.
But we welcome you here. There's a lot of lore, and we have a bunch of fun. So feel free to hang out. Just warning you, we have a different flavor.
Yes, good. Absolutely, that's good.
A delicious one, but a different.
Yes, yeah. It's mostly flavored like. Hold on. We'll see. It's mostly flavored like lemon.
Ooh.
Red berry, which isn't even a thing. And blue raspberry. So
red berry?
Red berry. It should be some red berry, white berry, and blueberry.
Strawberry. Listen, Sour Patch Patriotic.
I mean, come on. You
can't walk the line. You're either strawberry or you're cherry.
Yeah.
Or raspberry. You're a tri-berry blend, but you can't just be red berry. Get it together. Get on board and get left behind.
Why would you do blue raspberry and red berry? Just do blueberry and red berry. Blueberry is a thing. Weird. Red berry's not, but blueberry is. I'll get back to these puns later. They're great puns. Okay. Overall, Fat Matt says storytelling wise, NXT is the best. Sometimes.
In WWE land.
Yeah.
Sometimes
they are.
Yeah.
So I'll give them this. They prize storytelling over other things. How often they execute it well is up for debate.
TBD.
That's what I will say.
We're gently leading you into our Sour Grapes review.
Yes, there you go. So here we go. Blair Davenport, Roxanne Perez, kick us off. It's a really good match. I like how they work together. Blair is suitably brutal. I was watching this thing, and I always do this thing where I can't help it, but I always do this thing when I watch NXT where I go, what's their slot when they get to the main roster? What's their slot? What do they do? What's their ceiling? What's their best role? Look at the NXT guy or gal, think they're going to the main roster, okay? And let's say they have a career there that is like a decade. Of that decade, what would be the best like year plus of their time there? What would be the thing they would do? And I was watching Blair Davenport and I was going, I love the idea of her and Rhea Ripley doing did we just become best friends? Yep.
Ooh.
Not necessarily like having the tag titles, although that's fine. But like them, like there's only this place is only big enough for one of us. Oh wait, actually, if we join forces, nobody can touch us. That was something I was watching Blair Davenport and going like that would be a lot of fun. But this is a huge compliment to her because I love Rhea Ripley. So I think the Blair and her together could be really great.
Oh yeah, it's not a compensatory thing. It would just be very, very fun to watch.
Yeah. So Blair wins with a series of vicious knees. She got out of the pop rocks, hit a bunch of knees, won. This is good, and I cannot help but think how much better it would be if we had not had that weird Roxanne loses matches because she has anxiety storyline, which is now canon. And every time Roxanne Perez loses, it's because she has anxiety, and anxiety makes you a loser. That's a thing that NXT has implicitly stated, and that sucks. Especially because she has said that her main thing is to like try and get people who have anxiety for real to like identify with her, and that she could inspire them by losing all of her matches, blaming it on anxiety. Like that doesn't make a lot of sense, and that's bad for a lot of things. Yeah.
I don't know what happened with our dear Roxanne. She's an unbelievable wrestler. Like, don't get me wrong, but she week over week is not feeling like a top contender, and it doesn't feel like if they're trying to tell the story of like her anxiety's gotten a hold of her, it's not clicking as like she's not showing like any post-match frustration of like what is going on with me that you would overcome, i.e. adversity, much like a Cody Rhodes. Only instead of breaking her arm, it's her anxiety getting the best of her. So it doesn't feel like she's struggling with her mental health because it hasn't been consistent enough in that way. And that's also just a dangerous little game to be playing on weekly episodic wrestling television. I feel like I just don't think that's a good thing to be doing on a PG product, especially. But it's more just the positioning of Roxanne. Like I think there would have been something really fun with pairing her with a Blair Davenport and them having to be a tag team, or like a fresh face Roxanne and like Zoe Starks isn't there anymore, but somebody who's like almost Io's old character where she was like, I don't like anybody, even the people I'm tagged with. You could have done a really fun tag run with that, but the titles aren't there anymore. So like, what are we doing with one of the best wrestlers in the world after you cut her title run short in the weirdest of ways? Kind of bums me out. Like I want her and Tiffany to have that Becky and Charlotte relationship kind of thing. Like I feel like they should always be lurking around the corner from each other. So
absolutely. I agree. First I want to address this. Jambeard saying that blue raspberry isn't a real thing either. And I agree. But one thing I do know about it, it's real tasty.
Blue raspberry isn't a real thing, but raspberries are a real thing.
Right?
So you're telling me it's raspberry, but it just is the color blue.
It's the color of blue dye
Red
number
berry
19.
isn't a thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So the thing about Roxanne, and now looking back at this thing in hindsight, I wonder if the plan was never to have her beat Mandy Rose. But they had a thing perfectly set up for Mandy to lose the title, which she needed to because they were kicking her out. And Roxanne was there. And Roxanne had her little her little contract or whatever it was that like gave her a shot at Mandy Rose, and she used it immediately. And if the plan was never to have her do it, so they made her the champion. They gave her that match against Meiko Satomura,
which was
she
great.
won, but then she collapsed because of anxiety, and she hasn't gotten the title back since. So I wonder if the plan was never for her to be the champ yet. And if it was like, okay, we're doing this now because we kind of have to, but then we're going to get back on track by having, eventually we want Tiffany to have the belt and for Roxanne to chase Tiffany. And they have to do the Cody Rhodes adversity, but not titty because it's a girl. That would be weird. But she has to go through Blair Davenport. If Blair Davenport is her Brock Lesnar, and she has to go through Blair Davenport to be able to be legitimately seen by whatever people are doing to actually have a chance to beat Tiffany Stratton. If that was the plan all along, to give more adversity to Roxanne, maybe that makes if all of it, not just that ridiculous thing where she collapsed after she beat Meiko Satomura because anxiety.
Same thing.
If not just that was the mistake, but if the entire reign was a mistake, if the entire reign was a big mistake, because they did not plan on doing it then and plan on doing it later. Is that the case? Is that could it be explained away that way, Kate?
If the whole thing was of this scale, okay.
Right. Yeah.
Who looks great.
It's
almost hard to call her. I accept because they have told us that her name is Big Mistake, but when you come out looking like this, it's hard to believe that you're a mistake.
Nah, she's not a mistake. There's no
But I
mistake
guess she's
here.
not a mistake because she's a mistake.
So
was it a big mistake? To me, it almost doesn't matter because of two things. One, I know they never do heel versus heel, but Tiffany versus Mandy Rose of like, no, actually, I'm the mean hot girl here could have been money.
I was thinking they would have
had so much fun with that.
I was thinking they were going to, they might have done a triple threat with the two young whippersnappers.
Sure.
And Tiffany pins Roxanne, which pisses off Mandy Rose. And blah blah blah. You could have even done Tiffany gets the title, goes off and does her own reign thing, and Mandy blames Roxanne. You got pinned, which means you cost me my title. You weren't even supposed to be in that match, and you won some stupid thing. You beat Gigi Dolan and got in the match too. That's why I kicked her out of Toxic Attraction because you were going to break them up anyway. That would have been the first chapter of adversity, and the second chapter would have been Blair Davenport. You have to have at least two chapters of adversity before you can actually become champion.
Before you can overcome your adversity, you must have two adversities in your past. The other thing is like the reactions that Roxanne was getting and how great her match with Meiko was. And I can't remember. She had another defense that was really good though.
Yeah.
Who was it?
I don't remember.
You just lean into it. If it's going that well.
Yeah.
Tiffany Stratton flat out said she wants to stick around. You give her moment down the line. You can't set up, I have adversity, send her into a ladder match after she drops her title for no reason and have her just not win.
Yep.
Like with no pomp or circumstance even. So if the intention is the story is this is her downfall, it's not fluid enough where I'm buying it, right? Like it's not she's not questioning herself after. She's not like, what the hell is going on with me? No. Her anxiety is not coming into play at any point in the match.
No.
So I don't know. It just, I wish she felt like a contender, but I will say match we got tonight was great. Blair Davenport looked great. I I can buy Blair Davenport as kind of this like, yeah, no, I was destroying everybody in the parking lot. I'm a badass kind of gal. So it's pretty fun. It's pretty good.
It would be great if they did anything with the Tatum Paxley helping her out in the battle royal for no reason retroactively. It was really stupid, really, really stupid. And I hope they team them back up. At least give her Tatum as a stooge, because it doesn't. That isolated incident makes no sense in retrospect, and I don't like that. Chad is asking who is Tatum Paxley. Well, Tater Paxley used to be the tag team partner of Ivy Nile. And speaking of Ivy Nile, there was a backstage segment where they were talking to Ivy Nile about how do you feel about how the Creeds, your friends, the Creed brothers, may lose tonight and have to leave NXT. What do you feel about that? I don't even know why they took the match. I'm really worried for them. And then Tiffany Stratton comes in and is like, "Oh my God, you do it. Just say basically what she said in this promo. You do it. You're better than I am."
What did she say in this promo? Oh my God, something. You're not going up to the main roster with them. Toodles.
No, unfortunately, they didn't do it that way.
They basically did that.
They basically, it comes out. So what they did was they had Tiffany brag. Why are you interviewing her? She doesn't matter. Everyone's been interviewing me. I defended my title. And then Ivy's like, everyone saw you tap out to Thea Hale during that match. Everyone saw it.
You a bitch.
And then Tiffany says, and honestly, I respect her for figuring this part out. She says, well, the ref didn't see me tap out, so
that's right.
Technically not everybody saw me tap out. It says, well, if I ever get a match with you, everyone is gonna see you tap out. And then she leaves, and then she says to Mackenzie Mitchell, if the Creeds lose, she goes too, right? Nope, says Mackenzie Mitchell. If the Creeds lose, they just leave. Ivy gets to stay. And Tiffany's like, oh no. So they're obviously next week. We already know Ivy Niles getting a match with Tiffany Stratton. But your wonderful fantasy booking looks like it's at least going to have to wait a while to come to fruition, where you want to feud the new babyface Alpha Academy with let's do put them in the Wayback Machine, go back to heel Diamond Mine, and have Ivy Nile just stretch Maxine Dupree. Can we do that?
Destroy her. It's so obvious to me, and you're not doing anything with Ivy down here. She's going to lose to Tiffany Stratton, and you're going to continue to not do anything unless they turn that at Great American Bash into an Ivy goes too kind of thing.
Yeah. Maybe.
Which they might, but it's so obvious what they set up on the main roster yesterday. I'm like, you have Alpha Academy, and you got real big guy, great technical wrestler. And you've got Creed brothers, real big guy, great technical wrestler.
Right.
You have super over, extremely inexperienced, but still better than Dominic Mysterio, somehow babyface. Yep. Gal, who's very over because of reasons not pertaining to the ring.
Yeah.
Mileage may vary on that, but honestly, I've seen worse suplexes. And she got a huge reaction, right? What they were going for paid off.
Yep.
You have Ivy Nile show up. Ivy Nile, who wears chain link around her neck.
Yes. Yeah.
Who shouldn't really talk that much. Is just ice in her veins.
Listen, I love me some Ivy Nile. Get that woman a mouthpiece and never let her speak, because the voice that comes out of that little body is appropriate for that tiny of a person, but not for the kind of wrecking machine that she is. It just doesn't work.
You could sell me really hard on there's a manager that's scouting out new heel Diamond Mine coming to the main roster, and Maxine tags in, and she gets this huge reaction, and she's all pumped up, and Ivy just comes in and ruins her.
Yeah.
Come on, that is money. That is money.
Yep. So I also want to put this out that Grumpy Kev is not a blue raspberry. It is a Smurf berry, and Jambeard, Jammy Smurf is being very Smurfist by discriminating against the Smurf berry.
Assuming that all Smurfs are the same.
Mm-hmm. I guess
it's wrong. That's not what this country was. Well, intended anyway.
Jambeard says, "So wait, is this a monkey's paw thing? Getting an Ivy singles push, but only because the Creeds leave the brand?"
Kind of, but I'm not convinced. The fact that they went out of their way to say she doesn't go up makes me think that they might just flip it on its head, but they also could have been clarifying. So, but with Great American Bash around the corner, I'm wondering if next week we're going to get we're not going to the main roster without our little sister shitty promo.
And wouldn't that be the damnedest thing, since they did the exact same thing like 7 months ago when all of Legado del Fantasma had to go. No, Santos had to go. And he's like, I'm bringing all of Legado with me. And all of Legado did not include Elektra Lopez. So,
well, she was working at the docks, though. Remember?
Yeah.
They justified it. God bless her.
Hold on. Elektra used to work down the docks. Union's been on strike. She's down on his luggage too. Oh, so tough.
I live in Jersey. I've heard that song enough in my life. Please move on.
Okay, so Jambeard is Canadian, so he doesn't understand he doesn't understand the blue. He understands the red and the white because of his flag, but not the blue.
Sure.
There you go.
So the stars are not Leafs either. It's very different.
Okay, so here we go. The best bit of creative in NXT in literal months, possibly years, is this Baron Corbin thing that I have been begging for him to do. When he was like, no more gimmicks. I was like, you should have done that after the second gimmick failed. Then you've been through 3 also terrible gimmicks. But listen, he's doing it now. That's great. This vignette for Baron Corbin was a absolute possible. I say possible because they always screw things up. Hard reset on this dude who's got a lot of really good years left. And him sitting there being like, I've got this mansion. The why I hated, part of why I hated the down on his luck Corbin, the bum ass Corbin thing, is that it was asking me to believe stuff that was not plausible. That losing his crown meant he got such a downgrade in pay he lost his house.
Is that a pet peeve of yours?
Yes, it is. It is.
No way.
You would not think that this guy is super serious about his wrestling, but he is. Okay, so he says, giving this career has given me this house, this amazing family, everything I could possibly want, and I'm still looked at as a joke. Even the people who don't look at me as a joke, what do they say about me? Solid, consistent, good.
Ugh.
Good. That's the best thing people say about me is good. Get the hell out of here. And he systematically takes all of his gimmicks and throws them in an incinerator. And he does the thing. So he says, I've done all these stupid things. And he says, last week, I thought I could go back to being the lone wolf that I was in NXT, and that would give me what I needed to win the title. But all of these other things I've been since the lone wolf, they haven't been it. They've not worked out for me. You could say that. Also, I've come too far in 8 years to go back to the beginning. What a great way to... It's a fantastic line explaining why he's not going to be the lone wolf anymore. But he throws some lone wolf stuff. He throws the vest that he had to wear when he was Constable Corbin. He was like the manager, the assistant manager at a fucking Applebee's. Like, no, that's gone. The crown from King Corbin, that's gone. The stained shirt. Remember how when he was poor, being poor means you don't know how to eat
or button a shirt.
Or button a shirt or eat. So he had the same SpaghettiOs stain on the same shirt that was buttoned wrong for like 4 months. Now that's gone. The happy Corbin hat and the little frilly thing, that's gone. And some reference to JBL. I definitely don't need a manager. Like that was really, really great. He says no more gimmicks, no more bullshit. Like this is yeah. I love this. That was some really good stuff.
This definitely feels like he called someone else in to produce this. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But it was really, really well done. And what I like about it too is all the stuff that he was saying with Carmelo, particularly when it felt like Carmelo smoked him. Mm-hmm. He had this realization. It just happened a lot faster than a lot of realizations happen in wrestling of like that Carmelo was basically right. And I kind of love that where he had his title match. I loved that it kind of started with that of like, it didn't go the way I thought it was. And he realized like, I got to make some changes about this. And then going through all of this so systematically was really, really, really good. Yeah. I loved this. I liked him being pissed off that the best thing that gets said about him is good. I like that. Yeah. There's a lot of people that I wish would get pissed off that the best thing that's said about them is that they're good. I loved this. This felt very... It was a good way because whilst you and I didn't like Down on His Luck Corbin, a lot of people did.
Oh, and yes. Yeah.
You can debate certain things about why other gimmicks were successful, but him saying like, this has all of these things have led to a road that hasn't really gotten me anywhere.
Yeah.
Was really, really good stuff. I know. We've had a lot of fireworks and stuff going on.
Relax. Yeah, it's tough.
Sorry,
it's tough. So this was followed by one of the best matches NXT in months. It's really funny that you were like that. I've been begging for Mustafa Ali to get a run in NXT forever. Specifically for stuff like this, because this was just a clinic by two of the very best in the employ of WWE, if not in the world at large.
Yeah,
they're great. Tyler Bate and Mustafa Ali. As soon as he showed up, I was like, just give me one great Mustafa Ali versus Tyler Bate match, and they did. That's all I wanted out of this. I don't care. I mean, like, it would be nice to see Mustafa Ali become North American champion. He's not going to beat Wesley. But the match will probably be great. I can't imagine it not being great. I'm just so glad they didn't do something really silly or diminishing with Ali since he's been here. He's been using his head to like get under the skin of people. So he's been smart. Like I'm never gonna be angry at them for making the guy smart. That's great. They were trying to make what he did on commentary. They're trying to make what he did at the end of the match underhanded. But how is that underhanded?
Yeah.
Like Tyler Bate lost his footing, crotched himself on the top rope, and Ali took advantage of that. How is that him being underhanded? It wasn't. He just won the match. He's smarter than you. He has better balance on the top rope than Tyler Bate, and he won. Like that, I'm fine with this. I'm sure they're going to position him as the heel versus Wesley, but they haven't turned him heel. He's going to work like the bad guy in that match, but they haven't turned him heel, which I do appreciate. I'm interested in this.
I'm very interested in this, and I was very relieved it wasn't like Wesley was gonna get Ali back as a special guest referee for all that. They left it alone. That's all I can ask them to do. If you just give Tyler Bate and Ali some minutes, they can go do stuff like this. This was really, really, really good. Mm-hmm. This was great. This was better than really good. I mean, I also like that Tyler Bate was pissed off, like in the beginning. Mm-hmm. Like he was pissed off that this match was even a thing. He should be.
Ali being like, "You mad, bro? What's up with that?"
It was so good. Like this great. Little, they managed to build it out to be a lot of frenemy relationships without them being corny frenemy relationships, which I really like. Mm-hmm. Like there should be more of those in wrestling than anything. I actually think Mustafa Ali might beat Wesley I think Carmelo being a face and Ali beating Wes, so that you have. I personally like it, and I feel like NXT tries to have a face and heel champion offset each other when they can. Mm-hmm. I think it's very possible that we actually end up with that, and it's well overdue. And I don't know if there's a lot left in the Wesley title reign, like a lot of juice in there anyway. Like it just feels like a natural time for him to drop. If this is the guy he's gonna drop to, I mean, I have no complaints about that, because that's going to be an amazing match and a lot of fun. And I've really liked this story. It's nice and refreshing when someone feels like a human being. And between this and the Heritage Cup, I feel like, okay, there's a couple of things that I can stake in the ground of, like, at least we're probably going to get banger matches. Yeah. Like, even if the creative around it sucks, we're going to get some banger matches. And tonight was one of them. So very glad they left it alone and be what it could be, because it was fantastic.
See, MD Cyclo, has been learning under the knowledge tree of Sour Graps, and I think I love the idea of Ali beating Wesley and them doing this thing of everyone chasing the guy who's more athletic than you and smarter than you, and doesn't mind using his smarts to find every advantage. The amount of like awesome technical wrestling back and forth between him and Tyler Bate, so great. There are so many guys I would love to see chase heel Ali.
Hell yeah.
Heelish Ali with the title absolutely ends with this. Von Wagner as a babyface crushing heel Ali. That's what this company does with that title reign.
To be honest, I don't know, because I wonder if they're just going to call Von Wagner up before they could even let that be a thing. Which is sad, but true.
They have in their minds fully turned this dude babyface, and they're going to call him up and have no one who watches Raw or SmackDown will have any context for any of this stuff. So I honestly feel like they have kind of like hey, that whole free agent thing. Yeah, let's just have him sit around down here for a while and get a little better at this. So let's try babyface Wagner. We never really tried that out. We tried running through the woods with Kyle O'Reilly Von Wagner, but that wasn't quite babyface.
I also feel like him with this title, and maybe it's just because I know it's like a merged 205 live title, so in the back of my head I have it, but like thinking about it being Carmelo and Wes and to Ali, it just feels wrong that Von Wagner would have it.
No, it does. It certainly does. Oh, of course.
So I want, like, I feel like I could see him, unfortunately, holding the world title before he held that title, just because of the way it's positioned. But
so this was great. The especially one thing I love was the airplane into the tornado DDT. Yeah, that's some good stuff there. I love that a lot.
It was nice to see Tyler Wheels with the training wheels off. Like, it feels like this guy is so good, and when he's had opportunities to stretch his muscles, it's like, this guy is my favorite head scissors takedown in the business. He's so good. And it was nice to see him in there with a guy that was in his world a little bit. Like, it was really, really fun.
Right. Yeah. All right.
He gave Braun his best match, basically, right? I mean, that's fair to say.
Well, until Seth.
That's very fair.
I mean, that's honestly it. Okay, hold on.
I was thinking title matches.
But no, I agree. Here we go. All right, so we have some more puns. Hold on. This is frankly, for a man of my seriousness, these glasses, it's kind of belies how serious I am about my job, so I'm going to take these off. I have some much more serious glasses that I should wear instead.
Oh, okay. I understand.
All right. There we go. Okay. So, see, Tom LaValle says, you know what Uncle Ben says? With great American bash comes great American responsibility.
Constantly saying that.
And CO says, I believe Uncle Ben said, hey, you want some rice? Different kind of Uncle Ben. Different Uncle Ben, but he did say that. The one you're thinking of did say that. Jake Salazar said, "My God, that's Paulie Patriot." Like Paul, I think Paul E.
That's
I'm not
dad.
sure.
It's not Paul Heyman,
Ricardo,
it's my dad.
No. This is good. Ricardo says red coat chili peppers. Not a wrestling pun, but I'll take it. Let's see here. This is good. I like this one. Darren Lloyd, Captain American Alpha. Captain America Alpha. Chris Pereira says, Land of the Freebirds, home of the Dino Bravo. Bravo.
Close enough.
Dino
I'll
Bravo.
take it.
Bravo.
I'll take it. It's close enough.
Close enough. Lieutenant Photo said Samuel Adams Page and John Adams Cole.
Fair enough. I respect you could have been lazy, but you went for it.
No, I like it. Darren Lloyd says Statue of Liberty Morgan.
Watch her.
Jambeard says, Dear Murica, it's your friend Canada. I really think you need a reset. Seems like you're breaking apart.
It feels like we just don't have the brawn or the brains right now. See what I did there?
You did. I see it. One Lieutenant Photo again says the American Nightmare naming his daughter Liberty. Not really a pun, but
it's not a
pun,
an
observation.
Some of those certainly. Are just
America in my soul. Something. Cody Rhodes
crushed it.
I mean, honestly,
no notes.
If the song was America in My Soul, something Cody Rhodes, it's the same song.
Sure.
Really it is.
Whoa!
That was from Darren Lloyd. That was good stuff. All right.
That was really good.
There's a Joe Gacy interview. I must have blocked that in my head. What happened to the Joe Gacy interview? It was he was like talking about why he forced the Dyad into the match or something. Like they said he forced them, and he's like, "No, I didn't do anything that they wouldn't have done for themselves," or something.
Yeah, it was like a show of faith kind of thing. Because like now we'll really know, right? That was the deal.
Right.
It's like,
yeah.
Now we'll truly know I have faith in them. And Ava Raine was like, "They're strong roots to our tree."
Yeah. Chris Mueller says, "Happy National Barbecue Spare Ribs Day." It's a real thing.
Oh.
My thoughts are with Daphne and all doggos on this obnoxiously noisy holiday.
Yeah, she was doing real good, and then like when one really loud one went off, she would be like, "What on earth?" So I had a very disjointed watching experience today, as you can tell by my notes and my throat.
I gotcha. Kelani Jordan with Dana Brooke defeated Tater Tots Paxley.
This is one of my few complaints on the show tonight, but boy, is it ever one. Why did she has more wins than her mentor does? This is so dumb.
Yeah.
And Dana Brooke didn't even really help her.
No. There was a cool thing where she 619'd herself back into the ring.
Yeah, that was cool.
She was forced over to the ropes and like 619'd back in, took the advantage. That was a cool thing. I don't know how sustainable a Stun Dog Millionaire is as your finisher. It requires somebody to get you up in a suplex and then you drop. I don't think that I'm fine with that being like hey, this one time she caught Tatum Paxley napping, but that can't be a thing that you try. Like, in order for me to hit you with my finisher, you must suplex me.
You must suplex me that's a big ass.
I would just never suplex her if I was wrestling against her. I would do that.
I would simply not suplex her. Yeah.
I would simply do that or not do that in that case. Yeah.
So on an episode that I thought was a better episode, this was probably one of the lower points. One,
yes.
I thought she looked really good in the ring. So there's positive there. Is I was like, she can go. This is good. I don't know what the hell you're doing with Tatum Paxley. She's a good little wrestler. You might want to put her on a creative track that isn't like I have dead eyes. But her immediately having more wins than her mentor, who did nothing to help her in the match, is not good. And Cora Jade's promo after this was terrible.
Yes, it was. It sure was. So also funny, Vic Joseph acting like her beating Tatum Paxley was this monumental upset. Now, Tatum's been around for a while, but I don't know what her win-loss record is. It can't be great. So the idea of like Kalani Jordan just beat Tatum Paxley.
My God.
I mean, beating somebody like Tatum Paxley, that's got to skyrocket you to stardom. Okay, no. I'm assuming there are people in the back who have more success under their belts than Tatum Paxley that you could have her beat. Maybe, I don't know. It was weird.
It was weird, but definitely not the weirdest thing that happened on commentary all night. Because I don't know.
No.
Even for Booker T, I don't know what planet this guy was on tonight.
Booker T undressed in front of me.
It was basically that. And
I did not consent to seeing that.
It was real bad. All of it.
Yeah.
I don't think he knew at one point like who anybody in the ring was.
Nope. No idea. Nope.
Whatever he's on, I want some of it.
Right. Cora Jade came out obviously to cut a promo mostly on Dana Brooke. Dana Brooke didn't do anything. Hey, this is why, listen, I am not trying to bag on Dana Brooke. I really am not.
No commentary does that enough.
No, they do that enough. They ran her down on her little tag team turmoil thing she was in last night.
Her re-debut on NXT, they were
no.
Oh my God.
But anyway, she does stuff like this to herself. Where like Cora Jade comes out dripping with sarcasm. Like, oh, congratulations, Kalani, on your first ever win in NXT. So proud of you. And Dana does this. Yes, she did win, didn't she? We are all congratulating Kalani on her hard-fought victory. Like, she sometimes, I swear, it's like she's an automaton who doesn't like experience the world. She does not understand irony or sarcasm. Like it's very odd. And I don't understand why she does that to herself with these she's done that consistently for a very long time. So Kalani Jordan versus Cora Jade next week. Cora Jade also feels like one of those people who's like in purgatory. Like I don't think she's doing a great job on the promos and stuff, and I don't think like the heel thing's working out for her. But this was somebody who we heard with multiple reports that like they were really, really high on a few months ago, and now it feels like
you don't give someone an electrical tape covered kendo stick if you're not in.
No. Think of the budget they had to spend on that thing.
That's at least $11.99.
At least 3 rolls of electrical tape. And 1 kendo stick.
The prop department is terrible. Remember the painted palette that was in the garbage can? Oh man, and her particle board skateboard that fell apart. Get this girl some real props if you want us to buy into her. The post match where like she gets challenged to a match. Cora gets challenged to a match because she says, I got another match of me right now. Let's go. And she goes, how about nobody ever tells me what to do or whatever? And I was like, that is not how a human being says words at all. It was so disjointed, but maybe it's because this program has not been good so far. Like, I don't know. Her match with Dana, neither of them looked very great, which was unfortunate because Cora is someone they have highly positioned and you want someone to look really good coming back in their debut, but this has been rough out the gate.
Yeah, Jayne Beard pointing out that Natty has a problem with cues and picking up on sarcasm and always has. So it's possible that Dana and Natty just hung out together too much and just became.
Look, sometimes you're just a naive little duo.
Yep.
Dana's clearly from the Midwest. She has a very thick accent every time she speaks. Natty seems like she lived in her. Natty just would wrestle and then leave and hang out with her cats. God bless her. It's a beautiful life.
Yeah. Okay. All right, here we go. So then we had the Chase U segment. I hate this thing so much, Kate. I can't.
I can't. Completely 180 on it. I love it so much.
I can't. I can't do it anymore. I can't. It's just.
Get out of my seat, Nick. I love it. I'm so
that Duke Hudson is trying his best. So sometimes, like, as when you how do I say this? Spending as long as I did in the theater and having lots of other friends who were actors and they're in other shows, and you like to want to support your friends, so you go and see the show. And a lot of times you'll see a guy, hopefully it's your friend, a guy or a gal, and you go, that person is trying so hard to rise above the awful material that they are being given. And I respect the hell out of him for it. That's Duke Hudson. Because this play I am sitting through is the pits. But Duke Hudson is trying so hard to make it work. And I appreciate it. I really do.
Alex,
but it ain't for me,
what you
man.
just described is what we do every Tuesday. I think we are given a not very good wrestling show to review, and we bring a certain effort, a decor. Yeah. Look at how we're dressed. I mean, my God, I think we really outkick our coverage.
Yeah. Oh, yes. No,
and no, I'm in on it. The only thing I didn't like was we could drop the yelling thing from Mr. Chase. Like now it feels out of place with what Chase U is turned into.
Yeah.
I'm in on the rest of it. Duke Hudson's amazing. I'm sorry.
I mean, Duke Hudson's great. I want
Thea Hale's pretty good.
Like what was I telling you about how for a while when I was having more free time during the day, I was going back and just listening to old episodes of this show.
You're a masochist.
I am a masochist, but I was saying that like I would come across things and I go, holy crap, that's been going on for this long?
And Chris Jericho's not involved in it? Incredible.
Incredible. I feel like by the time they finally figure out what the hell they're doing with Duke Hudson in Chase U, it's going to be like 17 months.
What?
Like Duke Hudson got into Chase U with ulterior motives to sink it from the inside, and found a place there and likes it. And everyone they feud with tries to like bring him back to reality of like, Duke, you're better than this. What are you doing? And he's like, yeah, you're right. Oh no, you're wrong. I do like it here. And eventually somebody's going to convince him to do it, and he's going to do it. And
it's going to be now that Mr. Chase is back. They're going to have a pissing contest for who is really running Chase U. You're missing the artistic integrity of what happened tonight, Alex. Let me explain it to you, because clearly it's not that you just don't like it, and it's that you don't understand. Welcome to what it's like to be a woman in wrestling all the time.
Please enlighten me.
See, when Mr. Chase was going to go yell at that idiot Nick,
right?
Duke Hudson was like, I got this one. And Duke Hudson yelled at him and explained everything.
Okay, I follow you so far.
So it's going to be like, oh, great, I have this helper. And then gradually Duke Hudson is going to overeat his real estate. And Mr. Chase is going to be like, hold on, this is still my school. And Duke Hudson's going to be like, who was running shit while you were out? And then they're going to fight about it. And then Duke Hudson's going to turn heel.
And then what?
And then he's going to be a big meanie, and he's going to move on to something else.
So he's going to lose?
If it's for the controlling stake of Chase U.
He's going to lose to Andre Chase?
He's going to lose to Chase University. The numbers game?
So this has all been to like have Duke Hudson lose this feud and come out of it worse than he was before?
He wasn't worse than he was before. Do you know where he was before? He was playing poker in an Aladdin.
No, that was a long time ago. There were several iterations of Duke Hudson between poker playing Aladdin and this thing.
No, it's going to be built out so well, as commonly happens in NXT. Nobody is a loser. We're all winners.
Yeah.
I don't know why you wouldn't trust NXT to flawlessly execute everything I said.
Yeah. No, it's true. If nothing else, then 100%.
Did your internet get bad or did mine?
I think mine did, but I don't know.
What bizarro world?
That's so weird. There's no reason for that to have happened.
Welcome to my life.
There you go.
Kate, is it plugged in? Kate, have you restarted your router? Yes, I've done all the things. Optimum just sucks.
Yeah. All right.
They'll probably have Duke Hudson win and then be like, I never want to chase you anyway. That's what happened.
That's true. All right. So because this next segment is so serious and so dark and so gritty and so brutal,
Mm-hmm.
I think I can't use these glasses anymore. That's a ridiculous thing.
No, those ones are silly.
I have to put on my real things, but hold on, because I can't do that while here. So I'm just gonna do this real quick. All right, I'll be right back.
Okay, serious Alex. Oh, man, this new segment is gonna be so dark and twisty. It requires glasses to hide the pain and sadness behind Alex's eyes. It's pretty serious. And what is happening?
That really hurts. That's
the pain. The pain in the next segment hurt you so bad?
Yeah, it really did. Hold on. Okay, I'm back.
The chat is calling for scripts.
So there's an NXT Underground match that happened between Eddy Thorpe and Damon Kemp, who is not the brother of Gable Steveson anymore. I don't know if you've known that, but they've disowned each other, and I don't know if they were ever really brothers. I think maybe the reports we got that they were brothers were erroneous and not true.
I'm sure that's the case.
Because
what other conclusion could you possibly draw?
I don't know what the hell they're doing. How long do they think they can? Are they going to? I mean, is this? People are saying, well, Gable Steveson he's going back to college. He's done. This was it. I'm like, this was it. This was it.
Did he have an appearance that he had to fulfill on his contract?
I have no idea. Like, why? This is it. He's done. He's leaving. Really?
I hope so. Get him out of here.
Well, no, I get that. I'm also on board with that. You and me, simpatico on that. However, it seems weird to shoehorn him into a segment with his brother and then never acknowledge that they're brothers, and also put them on opposite ends of a really weird gimmick match that ends with his brother losing and then him nonsensically suplexing dudes for a minute and a half. Like, what are we even doing?
I feel like he legally was contracted to work a date, and they were like, well, we can't do it on the main roster, and we don't want to acknowledge that they're brothers because that would open up a storyline. So what if he just suplexes people for a minute and a half and goes away forever? Which, to be honest, kind of my ideal situation
honestly,
with this guy.
If the end is goes away forever, I don't care what the means are. They're justified by that end. But I question if it's like goes away forever or honestly, it does feel like, whoa, this is the beginning of this thing where eventually we're going to find out that he and Damon Kemp have been working together all along. And oh my God, they're actually brothers. Why did nobody tell us? Says Vic Joseph.
Except we all knew. And Booker T will be like, oh, that's what happens when two kids are related.
Out on these streets. Yep.
It's like you got one shucky and you got one ducky, and they're both quacks under the same fit.
Oh, that's good. One Shucky and one Ducky.
This guy
and
was
both,
killing
and
me today.
One quack and another quack. And yep.
Vic Joseph tried. God bless him. God bless you, Vic Joseph.
Yep.
At one point was yelling at Booker T to be like, can you play along with the thing I'm trying to talk to you about? Yes. Yelling at him.
Yeah. Agreed.
Ay, ay, ay.
Ow. I honestly could not wear those for another 5 seconds. I had to take them.
No, it's the pain of the underground.
So
underground matches just don't hit the same if we can't see
you have
diamond nips
a
from
parking
Strowman.
lot that is you have a parking lot that is a literal graveyard of dead bodies. Do this match in the parking lot, you idiots. Why are we doing this? Why did you just take down the ring ropes and do it there? Obviously, they filmed this last when they filmed it last week, and they didn't do it last. The main event was something else instead, because it would be impractical to actually. This is honestly, it feels like, hey, well, we're doing a taped episode. Let's figure out a way to like do something that we wouldn't be able to do on a live episode, and that was this. So fine. Honestly, I think Damon Kemp shows a lot of promise. I don't know where you put him, what you do with him to make him like when I was saying, like Blair Davenport, if she goes to the main roster, what's her thing? I don't know what Damon Kemp is. Like, guy who's decent sized, little rotund, does suplexes. I don't know what you do with that. That guy doesn't seem like he could be in a tag team. He could be like one of a few heavies for a guy who's like trying to protect the title. Like, I don't know what you do with him, but I see a lot of potential with him. Even if I don't see where that potential necessarily goes. And Eddy Thorpe is really great. He's
great. He's really great. Yeah.
He's gonna be really good. So, and Gable Steveson is none of those things. As evidenced by I mean, yes, Gable Steveson is a gold medalist wrestler, and he is very strong and can suplex people. And we saw that over a course of 90 seconds for no reason. And I'll get to that. But his facial expressions while watching this, I mean, I don't know what he thought he was watching, but it was not man is attacked by Cocaine Bear in front of him, because that's what I was watching him look at. I don't know what that was. But here's the thing I know. Here's what I know what it was the least. Eddy Thorpe knocked out of the ring, rolling around on the outside of the ring, and Gable Steveson using his gold medal as though it was Paul Bearer and the Urn, tried to raise his cohort up from certain death and get back in the ring. It was like that the gold medal was a magic medallion that had properties of healing, that he was like trying to hold it in front of Eddy Thorpe, like, just think about the power of my gold medal and that will help you win. I don't know what that is.
I was waiting for a temple guard from Legends of the Hidden Temple to come out. It felt like when you find the two pieces and you clink them together, and then temple guard comes out and takes half of your life away, and then you have to go and assemble the three-piece, the whole monkey. It's a whole thing. No, that was all bad. But the match was pretty good, considering it was like a ringless ring. The vibe in it was kind of cool. But sometimes, you don't want things to stick so underground, Alex. Sometimes you want things to surface. Sometimes you'd prefer it be more of like a Raw underground situation than an NXT underground situation. You know what I mean?
Right.
Sometimes you just want it to rise above. You don't want it burrowed underneath.
No, you don't. No, I'm getting that.
You get what I'm saying?
No, I'm picking up what you're putting down. Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes your Fight Club isn't as aggressive as you want it to be.
No, it's true.
Sometimes you need a little bit of help from our friends at Bluechew.
Is your sex life stuck in developmental? Well, get ready for a call-up with Bluechew.com and the code Fightful. Same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but how about this? No awkward in-person visits, no trips to the pharmacy. It's shipped straight to your door in a discreet package. But let me tell you, your package is not going to be discreet when you use Bluechew, and the code Fightful helps to give you that confidence, that performance to take you straight to the main event, if you know what I'm saying. When approved online by one of our physicians, it just arrives straight to your door. You're not going to have people nosing around with what you're doing. And right now, you get your first shipment free when you use the code Fightful. Go straight to the top. You know what I mean. Memorable performance, high spot, whatever other innuendos you can think of. Bluechew.com and the code Fightful.
You're muted.
There we go.
There you go.
That was so weird. It's like Sean's muting me from afar.
It is.
I was just saying, when he says one of our physicians in the ad, like, we don't have physicians at Fightful that I know of. I think what's meant is that Bluechew has a team of physicians. But Fightful, to my knowledge, does not. We don't have to get medically cleared to come on and post shows and talk about wrestling.
My headband is falling apart, Kate.
Oh, no.
I fixed it. Okay.
Thank God.
Yeah. How could I go on without this?
No, you look so pretty.
Yeah, I do. So I look like Joe Gacy. I look Joe Coffey. That's what I look like. I look like Joe Coffey right now. We'll talk about him in a second.
Here, Joe Coffey. Listen, if you need a Bangs tutorial, you can just reach out. We know some NXT stars. Watch Sour Grabs.
No, I like my bangs the way they are. I just come on my hair down in front of my face.
It's impractical. You can't fully see. It's unsafe to drive that way.
Yeah,
it's not great even to wrestle. It's in front of your face the whole time. It's not good. So if you need a Bangs tutorial, I'm the expert at all things Bangs.
Okay.
And I'm here to help you out.
Do you style your bangs with motor oil like I do?
No, not so much the motor oil. There are a variety of hair products we can suggest that are not also compatible with your car.
It's the key to Joe Coffey bangs. It's motor oil. A lot of Valvoline. Mostly Valvoline.
Just switch it up, I think it's always
I tried Pennzoil for a while, but I went back to the Valvoline. Mostly because I like saying Valvoline. We're gonna get to that segment in a second. But first we have some super chats. Ryan Sullivan says, 1 if by land and 2 if by NXT. And I, in the underground, will be ready to type and spread the alarm through every social app with absurd smarm for the sour folk to be up and to arm. Thank you. Feeling Dreepy says, today the NXT was fine, but almost every segment had a stupid extra bit. And if it was removed, might have been enjoyable. For example, if the Damon Kemp match hadn't have had Gable Steveson involved, I would have said it was a good match. A lot of it was. Now, I had read the spoilers. And so I knew that they weren't going to do the thing that we all thought they were going to do, which was to have Gable Steveson turn on Eddy Thorpe during this match and announce that he and Damon Kemp were brothers and forming a tag team or something. Sure. Or for some reason. There's zero reason for him to be involved in this match opposite his brother, do a whole thing where like they stare each other down we just know, because we know that they are brothers. Just knowing that Vic Joseph is pretending not to know they're brothers, and also that Booker T genuinely does not know that they are brothers, is such a weird thing about this presentation of this match. It was distracting. It was honestly distracting knowing that Damon Kemp is wrestling in front of his brother, who is not allowed to be called his brother on TV for reasons.
I now think maybe he's going away and this is their way of leaving the door open, which makes me nervous.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. So Darren Lloyd says, how did WWE fail at copying their own gimmick? I don't know. There wasn't a single testicle ripped off, and I felt shortchanged. Like
nobody grabbed any dicks and twisted them.
If you're gonna have an underground segment, there needs to be A, Omos guarding the door, and B, at least one testicle removed from somebody's body.
And C, Braun and his nips.
Right.
Didn't feel like
Braun and his pierced nips did not make an appearance.
No. And
I feel shortchanged.
He's injured. What's he doing? He should show up in his tiny green shirt.
Yeah, he should.
That's it.
So apparently, according to because of course this is just a ripoff of Bloodsport, Josh Barnett's Bloodsport.
Of course.
So apparently Josh Barnett saw this and responded, and I've been given a link to read his tweet by Luis Polito. Let's see here. And the tweet is, "Oh, look, fake Bloodsport is back. Thank you for showing the world that this kind of thing has legs. We knew that already. And that even with 10 times the money in production, there is still only one Josh Barnett's Bloodsport."
That's some good shit talking.
All right. So after this is over, by the way, Damon Kemp separates his shoulder, being run in, not really, but in kayfabe, into the ring post on the outside, and then Eddy Thorpe gets the other arm in a triangle lock, which Vic Joseph screams, "Oh no, the arm! The arm!" But it was the left arm that got hurt, and he's putting the right arm in the triangle, and nothing is happening to the other arm. But anyway, he ended up just being this 12-6 elbows while in the triangle until the ref stopped the match. That's the end of the match. Now,
which is so annoying because if you do and I know I've been on a Tecker tear, so I've watched this ending a lot. Billy Robinson did it. It was really good. If you grab the other arm, if you're working the right arm all match and you grab someone's left arm and they reach for the ropes with the other one and you pull it back, it's like the meanest thing you can do to anyone in the ring ever. Oh man, missed opportunity.
Totally missed opportunity. Well, there were no ring ropes, and there's nothing for him to reach for. So
that's a good point. Point because this was underground.
It was underground, except it wasn't. Like all the raw underground stuff took place in like the back room of some warehouse because it was during the pandemic, and this took place just in the regular ring.
Above ground.
So above ground, above sea level. I'm not really sure because it's Florida, but Gable Steveson gets in the ring to congratulate his cohort, Eddy Thorpe, and random PC dude gets in the ring. Well, not in the ring, on the platform, and walks up behind him to like clap him on the back and take a look. And Gable Steveson turns around and he takes a look at his medal, and he removes the medal from his hand and says, "Hey, don't do that again." So the guy does it again. Who is this guy, and why does he think this is an appropriate time to go up and congratulate Gable Steveson on Eddy Thorpe's victory? And then he suplexes that guy, and then another guy comes in the ring for no reason, and Gable Steveson suplexes that guy, and then a third guy comes in the ring for no reason, and Gable Steveson suplexes that guy, and then a fourth guy comes in the ring, and he's much bigger than Gable Steveson, so Gable Steveson suplexes that guy, and that's the end of the segment.
I don't want to be mean, but if somebody is suplexed 3 guys before you, just like stop.
Right.
Like if a guy goes in the ring and gets suplexed and you don't have a way to counter a suplex, don't go in the ring. If a pitcher throws a fastball and it struck out the 3 guys before him, I should probably be expecting a fastball at this point. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't be an idiot, wrestlers. Don't just go in the ring for no reason except for to get suplexed.
Yeah. This is really dumb. It was one of the dumbest things on NXT in a long time.
That's really in a long time. What, 3 weeks?
Yep.
We saw Von Wagner try and
about that.
Yeah.
About that. So Carmelo Hayes called it the Judgment Day, says come to NXT next week, and then later we saw Finn Balor say, "Okay." But I thought you weren't in the Judgment Day anymore, Finn. I thought that wasn't that the whole point of?
No, they're just
the end of last night. They're flirting about not being in it. Like they're They're talking about maybe doing a trial separation.
Like a
They're not divorced yet.
Uncoupling.
Okay, I get it. So Finn will be there next week. So I want to talk about.
I just realized Gable Steveson stole Saray's medallion. That's what that was. It was his Olympic medal. Was Saray's.
Oh,
so that's why he was suplexing people that were going.
I thought this is I thought that Lucha like Lucha Underground, that Eddie Thorpe had been in a horrible earthquake and been buried under rubble for several days, and survived, and a chunk of the rubble is now embedded in the metal, and like with Mil Muertes, the power derives from the hunk of rubble from the earthquake he survived, and I thought it was that, but yours makes as much sense as what I just said, or whatever the fuck was supposed to happen tonight. So I'm going to talk about some things a little out of order, because I wanted to quickly. The Noam Dar segment was fun.
He's so good, man.
I love the Noam Dar segment. He's so entertaining. Talking to a picture of the Heritage Cup. Like it's a long last love. And then everybody in his little faction, like, we need to get this guy some help.
Well, Lash Legend killed me, and then she was just
this was fun.
This guy's down bad. She just was.
Yeah, this was fun. This is fun. I've no problems with this. What the Heritage Cup could be some really great stuff going forward. Has been so far, and I have no reason to believe why it wouldn't be.
You know who's going to win it next?
What?
Von Wagner. Could you imagine Von Wagner going rounds against Dragon Lee? Oh my god, I actually want to see it.
Speaking of Von Wagner, we joined this segment already in progress. Like, when they edited down the episode, it still went over, but they cut some stuff out of it, including the whole build for this, which was that Javier Bernal was insulting Von Wagner during a promo, some thing, and then Von Wagner came out and attacked Javier Bernal, but we didn't get to see the promo, so we had no idea. We just joined the segment in mid beatdown, and then he kept wanting to do horrible things to Javier Bernal, which I have no problem with.
Sure.
But Robert Stone kept stopping him from doing it, and the crowd kept egging him on, and so finally he did powerbomb Javier Bernal through the announce desk, and the crowd went. Well, they said the crowd went crazy, but I didn't see that. I saw a few people applauding, like, "Oh, look at Von Wagner! Look at him accepting the adulation of this rabid NXT crowd. Something has changed in Von Wagner." Like, oh, good, babyface Von Wagner, they're going to turn him into Wardlow, where he's going to do like. One more time. He's going to do like multiple power bombs or choke slams or something. It's going to be awful.
I got nothing. I really don't.
Cool.
I don't. What am I supposed to say about a Javier Bernal Von Wagner feud?
I don't know. So
at least this was short.
I wanted to talk about this out of order, which I have been doing, and I will continue, because I will talk about how Kiana James, porn accountant, come into her porn accountant office, and there's a sign on she was talking on the phone, like, "Oh my god, yeah, I think she could use a fresh coat of paint." GD Dillon sucks. And then she noticed there's a wet paint sign on her door to her office. She walks in, and there's tarps all over the actual walls that have been painted. So thank goodness they didn't actually do any real damage to the actual office itself. I thought it was so funny that, like, so someone hung up tarps and then painted the tarps.
Yeah, it was real weird.
But it was Gigi Dolan who like spray painted phony on a piece of poster board that she had tacked up onto her wall. And
That'll
she
show
said,
her.
and then she left a note that says, "You can't run from your past." So something about Kiana James is phony, and Gigi Dolan is going to blackmail her with pictures of her not being this hot or this rich or what. I don't know. This is all kind of dumb. But I bring it up now because I want you to recall what they did last week. A feud was set up backstage between Kiana James and Gigi Dolan. They had a match about it. Gigi Dolan won the match. After the match, Kiana James attacked Gigi Dolan as a sore loser and then did something personal to Gigi Dolan. She poured paint on her to mock the fact that Gigi Dolan calls herself an artist.
Correct.
This week, they did the exact same fucking thing with two different women. As though we wouldn't notice, they're running the exact same playbook with two concurrent, not one after the other. At the same time, they are running two concurrent, exactly duplicate feuds where Jacy Jayne and Lyra Valkyria had a beef backstage. They had a match about it. The babyface won, and the heel attacked her after the match to get her heat back, and then did something to her personally. This time, it was tearing all the feathers off her stupid wings that she wears to the ring. It's the same. If next week, Lyra Valkyria, we see a backstage segment pre-taped that Lyra Valkyria has broken into some place into the locker room where Jacy Jayne is, Jacy Jones opened where the locker, and inside the locker is like something
Chickens.
She says, she's like, "Hey, don't, I know your secret. I know what you did last summer," or something, you know? Like, I don't know what this is.
It's going to be a bunch of chickens with feathers, and it's going to be like, "You're a chicken shit," or something. My notes just say pay-per-view, split up 3 tag teams, NXT, run 2 of the exact same story. That's all my notes say for this.
Yep.
Because that's exactly correct.
Yep.
Kiana James is good too. Like
yeah.
It's so Gigi's Lyra's really good.
G is really good. Jacy Jayne is good. Lyra Valkyria is really good, except for her finisher, which sucks. I don't know what to say. That is the slowest back spinning heel kick I've ever seen. She connects with her calf meat. Like it is the most gentle way to be slowly back roundhouse kicked, is like the calf meat as opposed to the heel or the toe or any part of the foot that is bony. The calf meat is what she connects with.
And she hits so hard on such other stuff.
She
so well.
does all of her other moves so much better. Why do you insist on this on being her finisher?
Well,
I feel so bad about it. I feel so bad about it. It just
don't, because it's also developmental. So, like,
I mean,
ideally, it'll get better, and you just don't use it as a finisher until it's better. Like, if you're that married to it, because when it is good, it's such a good move because it can just come out of nowhere like that.
Sure.
But it's funny. I feel like it's working better with Jacy and Lyra. Like, Jacy's just the type of shit talker she is that it was just working more. And I think because the Jacy and Gigi stuff got set up through vignettes, it just feels stilted. Yep. But like, Kiana James is a real good wrestler, and she's just gimmicked to the high heavens, man.
Like,
and she's good with everything that they try and throw her way. Like I said the whole time, I was rooting for her through the entire Hallmark movie that they gave us, because I felt like she was making some really good points throughout the whole thing. I wish, and I feel like her and Gigi could do some really great work if they just weren't, having open paint cans in her purse to pour on people.
Yeah.
Just corny.
Yep. Alpha Bill says calf meat is something that Meat Normus would smoke. Meat Normus says, "I'm doing it right now."
Silly geese.
Okay. So there was also, because I want to talk about this real quick. This Lucian and Bronco Nima segment, they're going to have their first match next week. I don't know what. We'll see. We'll see what they can do in the ring. A couple of NIL guys. Some dudes have turned out to be great from being NIL guys. Some guys have not.
Correct.
So we'll see where this goes. But so far, this gimmick ain't for me. But that's okay. Not everything has to be for me. This just doesn't hit the boxes for me.
Yes, and Tiffany Stratton wasn't initially for me, and now she's great.
Right.
So
right there you go. And
we'll
also
see what they do with it.
Yep. So this is me actually being serious. Somebody get Tony D'Angelo an audition with Martin Scorsese.
You still have a blinking necklace on, just so you know.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I can't.
It's what a good co-host is here for. Okay.
I can't take it off, but because I can't. Hold on.
It's because I have headphones.
Okay, I can, and I will. If Martin Scorsese dies without Tony D'Angelo in one of his movies, it's going to be a horrible thing. He's great. Tony D'Angelo is great, man. Like, I mean, great. Like there are. I don't know if I could count on one hand. Like, I don't know if I would need to even use a hand to count the number of guys who have been given a sillier gimmick than this and turned it into an honest to God real thing that Tony D'Angelo has done with this. I'm the son of a mob boss for some reason, also a wrestler. And he now is like cutting Robert De Niro scenes in prison, smashing an old phone with the receiver because he's so pissed at his underboss for betraying him with a Scottish dude. This is cinema, and I am fucking serious. Righteous Reg can go screw. This is awesome. Like, I don't have the words to say how great Tony D'Angelo has become. He inhabits this role more. Like, there are other guys who are like, okay, when I watch you cut a promo as a person, as your wrestling character, fine. The thing he was given was not a wrestling character; it was a wrestling caricature, and he has turned it into a living, breathing, real person. Who here's the thing: I'm watching Chase U, and obviously, my main problems are with it is that it's not a real university, and that kind of just takes me out of it. My main problem with Tony D'Angelo should be he's not a real mob boss, and that kind of takes me out of it. But the thing of it is, he's so good that I don't care. I accept that I am watching a movie within this weird wrestling show that we have to watch every Tuesday night. The way he modulates his voice, like I taught acting for years. Like this guy would be the best student I ever had. And like I don't know if he did any did he take a few acting classes in college? Like I don't know what experience he had before coming to NXT, but like he's leaps and bounds above most like semi-professional actors.
Maybe he's really in the mob.
That's possible. I didn't think about that.
Alex, when we started with Tony D'Angelo, he was making comments about the Hudson River and standing in Chicago.
Yes.
How far we've come with this.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Something happened. He's always been really good. But something from the Santos Escobar feud on has just been another level of really, really great. I still have issues with it. None to do with him. I actually thought Joe Coffey was really good in this too.
Mm-hmm.
Bang criticisms aside, which we can work on Joe Coffey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can.
Stacks. The fact that the mob was two people is for me a somewhat fatal flaw. Now,
listen,
from the Tony D'Angelo perspective,
I'm right there with you. Yeah,
it is the thing that makes this not a mob movie is the fact that there is no mob. It's a duo.
Here's the thing about this that does make me go a little bit like crazy about like this is something. If you have these dudes standing ringside for an Eddy Thorpe and Damon Kemp match, and their whole point is just to get suplexed, You telling me you can't put like 4 or 5 of those guys in suits and have them walk out every time Tony D'Angelo and Stacks have a match? That's all I was at. I don't need them to have actual characters or even just show me there are more guys in Tony D's mob than one. That's all I needed.
You can't have an underling if they're not underlinging anything. And you have Luca Crucifino on your roster. Come on.
I mean, it's too obvious. It's too obvious, apparently.
Luca Crucifino.
This was just him. The way that he changed everything behind his eyes, from looking to Joe Gacy, who he does not like. He does not like. Honestly, I want him dead. I want his family dead. I want a house burned to the ground. Joe Coffey. But then, like, he looks from Joe Coffey to Stacks and like just rage. Like it's complete. Everything about him is calm, but behind his eyes, like he's really good at this. I have watched an obscene number of low rent B mob movies in my life. Tony D'Angelo right now is a better actor than 90% of the guys in those movies. Like, they always have like a couple of dudes who are professional real actors, and then some guys they found who could say some lines. And like, he's way better than all of those other guys. And I honestly think he's really good in the ring. I would love to see him wrestle some more. But this dude belongs in mob movies. He's so good at this. Like, it really sucks that there's like not a, like, he could leave right now and join the cast of The Sopranos if The Sopranos were still on the air.
I agree with everything you say, but you have had a crush on him, and it's adorable. Like, for the whole time, and I love it. It's really sweet.
One of the things that has always attracted me to wrestling is that it has a potential to be basically a great live stage play with combat, which, like, that's what it should be. And the problem is that I find with it most of the time is you have guys who are really great at the combat part, but then suck at the playing a part of it. And when you find somebody who can do both, it's such a rarity that I latch onto it so fast. That's why I love Kevin Owens, because Kevin Owens can do both things so well
all the time.
And so that's anyway,
it's just adorable.
Stacks has to face Joe Coffey next week, and if Stacks wins, then Tony D gets out of prison, when he will immediately murder Stacks. I don't know why Stacks would want to win this match. Like, it seems very obvious from this conversation that we saw Stacks have with Tony, where he informs him of the stipulation of, if I beat Joe Coffey next week, then you get out. They're going to drop all the charges and you'll get out. And if I lose to Joe Coffey, then he'll make sure that you stay in jail until your trial. And I've seen the evidence. They're going to convict you and you're going to go away for a really long time. Why would Stacks want to win this match?
So I was actually going to throw this as a question to you. Do you think he tries to throw the match and Joe Coffey kind of doesn't let him?
I would love that.
Because like today he was like, since you've been in here, the envelopes are full. Like, they laid the groundwork for that of life's fine with you behind bars for me. Is an interesting wrinkle that, like, for a more substantive program, I'd have more faith that they were going to do. But I wonder if he doesn't try that hard.
I missed this point, but it's just like them to like further complicate things. They get a shot at the tag titles if and when Tony gets out. So Tony needs Stacks for the match. So what does this mean, Kate? This means Stacks will win. Tony gets out. Tony and Stacks get the match. Tony and Stacks win. Tony and Stacks win the titles, and then immediately break up. It's funny because it's true, and also because it's not funny. Like, that's exactly what they're going to do, and it's so predictable, and it's wonderful in a course in a way. It's just, yeah. I don't know.
That made me so sad.
This, you know what? I love Thomas. I would love it for Tony D to be this much of a mastermind.
Ooh.
Stacks, you kidnap him, then convince him that if blah 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 blah, that'd be great. And you know what should happen next week? They won't do it. Somebody comes to help Stacks beat Joe Coffey. Who's that guy? Luca Crucifino.
Yep.
It's perfect.
Yep. I'm in.
Perfect. Oh, well. Jake Salazar says that Booker T gave Kate PTSD because he was wearing the Vince McMahon 38 wardrobe. It was. It's true. It's true. James Branch says that Gable Steveson's medal was made from comma's urn chain. Clearly.
Oh,
we didn't get the connection, but clearly that is what
story tracks.
Loser leaves NXT. The Dyad versus the Creed brothers. This was. I really wish this had not been taped.
Yeah, kind of feels like an unceremonious way to send the Creeds to the main roster.
I mean, I wish this had not been taped because if it had been live, I genuinely do not know who I would have thought would win. Honestly.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Truly.
Like I knew the spoilers, and I guess I didn't have to know the spoilers going in, but like
it's really hard to do what we do and not find out the spoilers, even if we don't proactively seek them out. Like,
even if you don't actively seek them out, they'll stumble into before your eyes. And so,
yep.
I wish I had not known, but at the same time, knowing it, watching it, these guys are special. I mean, Brutus is special. He is. I've come to like think like there's some really cool stuff that he does now. He's getting even better. He's doing springboard 450s. Are you kidding me?
This was also a really good match of his. Like this was one of his better.
It was. He's gotten better and better and better, and he's going to continue to improve because he's got his brother with him, who is a freak of nature and one of the hardest workers you'll ever find. When you have a guy who is a stupid athlete, like amazing, whatever he like, and also says, well, I could just coast on being a stupid athlete, or I could like me.
Bars.
That's what I do.
Oh no, I was just pointing. What you're saying is like my whole ethos about
I have been coasting on being a stupid athlete my entire life.
No,
what
you're
so true.
It's true. Is my entire ethos about literally everything.
It is true. But instead of doing that, I'm just going to work as hard as I can to be the best that's ever been. Like, considering how little time, like honestly, compared to a lot of other people, Julius Creed has had in the ring.
Insanity.
Like the rate that he has been exponentially improving.
It's insane.
I don't know what he's like by the time he's like 32, which is like the absolute prime of your career as a wrestler, is around 30 to 32. I don't know what he is at that point. You know, like I can't even, I don't know if we can fathom it. You know, like
no.
So
ever since you said he was like early Brock Lesnar, that's like, all I could think about, because it's so dead on. And the thing that's cool is I don't think he becomes Brock Lesnar, because his stature is not that. So he's going to go in a different direction, and I honestly don't know what that is. And I don't know if we've seen it in wrestling before.
Yeah.
It's insane. Like, everything that you were just saying is my 100% ethos as like, for athletes, for artists, whatever. If you're naturally inclined, if you're naturally inclined athletically, let's say in this case, in voice, if you naturally have an ear for pitch, whatever it is, you can either rely on that and be lazy, or you can use that as a step ahead and work your ass off. Because the people who are average and work their ass off will catch up to you. And Julius Creed has clearly chosen to take his naturally inclined athletic little self and bust his ass.
Right.
Because he is an absolute standout I don't want to say freak of nature because it's like it's something more than that. Like I can't really quantify it right now, but it's something really, really special and different. And I hope that they have plans that match his ceiling because I don't know what it is yet. Like I really think like tag team, sure, solo run, whatever, give him a manager, but like from what he was in the beginning of Diamond Mine to where he's at now, holy shit. Like it's just really, 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 it's the rare rewarding thing that we get to do on the show, which is just be bowled over by like the amount of growth that we've seen in such a small amount of
time. So when I made the original comparison to young Brock Lesnar, I wasn't comparing as a 1-to-1. What I was doing was when young Brock Lesnar came on the scene, he was something I had never seen before and had not previously considered was a possibility. That's
right.
2002 Brock Lesnar. I was like, what is this? How does this exist? That is honestly the closest I have been to that is with Julius Creed, because I do not know how he exists. But a better 1-to-1 comparison is Shelton Benjamin.
Sure. Yeah.
Because Shelton Benjamin was incredibly strong, but stupid athletic. And like, I couldn't, some of the stuff that young Shelton Benjamin was doing, I was like, wait a minute now. I'm sorry. Check that man for super soldier serum. What are we doing? So yes. And Ryan, you're right. Give him a manager, please. Listen, they don't do managers. Paul Heyman's it. They don't do managers on the main roster. They tried to do that with JBL and Baron Corbin and went nowhere. Maybe that was Baron Corbin, maybe it was JBL. I don't know. They got to give him the right guy. I think he can easily be a second fiddle type guy for a while. Doesn't need to talk. But he shouldn't have to talk right now. Don't force him to cut stilted promos that will stunt his growth in front of people. Just let this kid impress the hell out of people with, I don't know, like shooting star presses from the top in the first 45 seconds of the match. Have him do the belly to belly kip up 6 times in a row that he does, where guys just feed him, or he just belly to bellies people. Have him do the unnecessary clothesline, which is one of my favorite moves in wrestling, or have him do, I don't know, kip up onto one foot because his other foot is ruined and he's selling it. He's amazing. And they lost this match. If they had the Dyad / the GYV lose, then that just means that they're not going to wrestle anymore. Maybe they have to wait until their contract is up before they get to leave, but they just wouldn't be wrestling anymore on TV. And that's fine. They want to leave. So it would have made sense if they had done it that way too. But I did love, after they did this crazy suicide dive doomsday device to Brutus on the outside,
awesome.
And it was just left with Julius in there with one leg, and it was Fowler and Reed, aka Gibson and Drake, who are staring down like it's just you against us. And they kept saying out loud, yelling at him, 18 years. 18 years. Which is like, what was Brutus? Julius, 6?
Yeah.
6 years old when these guys started wrestling as a tag team. It was a great match. It's one of the GYV's best in a long time. They were allowed to really go and prove how great they were. I don't know if this was one of those things where they're like, hey, see, we know how great you are. Don't leave. Come on, guys. Come on, stick around. It'll be fun. Sign a 5-year extension and trust us. We're going to do lots of good things with you. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if that's what this was, or if they know they're going to wind up leaving anyway in a few months. They'll create another way to get them out the door, write them off the show. But the Creeds lost their NXT careers via fat dude in hoodie. Because Joe Gacy was banished to the back within the first 45 seconds of the match. And a fat dude in a hoodie wearing a mask headbutted Julius, which allowed GYV to win. And they're teasing the fat dude in the hoodie as being somebody who is going to shock us all when we find out who he is. So that's what they did.
Julius Creed made his debut on August 24th of 2021. That was 22 months ago.
Yeah.
What the actual F? I wish they had just won. I wish GYV had just won the match, because it would have said we didn't need you, like we didn't need Joe Gacy to win it, and you could continue the dissension, which would have been fun. I love Joe Gacy being ejected in the beginning of the match because it sowed like another seed of doubt or whatever. I read the spoilers too, but watching it on face value, right? I thought this match was great. I thought Brutus looked really good in it. I thought GYV looked really good in it. Obviously, we just spent the past 5 minutes talking about how great Julius is. No way this was going to be bad, but I loved, to your point, the way it was agented to get to that finish of it took a one-legged Julius Creed going down to GYV to do that, right? So I thought it was really, really well done. And I actually kind of liked everything about this. Like, I don't love Team Spooky, but I liked the dissension that they have. Makes sense. Joe Gacy sounded like a human being again. It sowed seeds of doubt. This was unpredictable if you didn't read the spoilers, right? So I really, really liked that. And my only complaint about this is Ivy should be going up with Diamond Mine. It's such an obvious thing. As far as like main roster stuff for the Creeds, Alpha Academy feels so obvious, and I could see, I think someone even said it in the chat, like a serious Chad Gable as a mouthpiece would be really interesting.
Yeah.
A serious Drew Gulak would have been really cool. I don't think they'll do that, but that could have been really, really fun.
Yeah.
And in a different world where the bloodline isn't so the bloodline. A lineage of Paul Heyman going from, if they had done this, and no regrets because the bloodline's been pretty amazing. If it had gone Brock Lesnar, Ronda Rousey, Julius Creed, what that Paul Heyman run could have looked like,
right?
Holy shit!
Yeah.
But they didn't do it. What they gave us instead was pretty good, so I can't complain. But like the idea of, like, I remembered this Brock Lesnar kid who I had, and he doesn't need me anymore.
Right.
But this guy.
Yeah. So their debut was on August 24th, 2021. So 22 months they've been on the NXT roster. 22 months and a week, something like that. I had convinced myself they held the titles for more than once. Just once. 94 days.
Just once, and they chased them a lot, but never got it back. Right.
94 days.
They won the Dusty.
Right.
That's right.
94 days. Of the 22 months, they were the best tag team in NXT.
20 of them?
18 of them?
Sure.
18 months of their 22-month reign, they were the best tag team in NXT, and they held the titles once for 3 months. Like, I mean, usually what it would be is you would build to them being the tag champs, then they would lose the titles, and then they would get called up. I remember when they lost the titles, we were like, well, time for the Creeds to go up. Obviously, you don't put the Creed tag titles on the Creeds, have them hold them for only 3 months, then take them off them. And I forget what it was. I honestly do, but I remember thinking, well, that was really dumb booking.
Yes, because bullshit. It was the triple threat or no, they didn't lose them there. They just didn't win them there, right?
I remember being very frustrated with the sloppiness of the booking, But then again, what else?
Because they built out this feud with them in Imperium, and they gave it to the Rascals, whatever they were called, before they released what's his name.
Yeah, and this is the thing. Also, I will never forget it. Never forget it. Walking loaves of white bread. Mm-hmm. Lumbering sacks of flour. I called them at one point.
Caucasians of pain.
Caucasians of pain. And I do not apologize for that, because that is what they were when we first saw them. They were intimidating, but had no character about them. They were just walking out behind Stokely and Roddy, and that was it. We had nothing about them, and they gradually became, oh, no, screw all that. These guys are great. Like, so honestly, that's awesome. Good for them. On the main roster, if they are not poorly booked because they're a tag team, let's be honest. Look where the War Raiders are. Look where Imperium is. Who knows what they do? But they can be really, really, really special. And they're both incredibly young.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Ali C's had the best one. Honestly, it's true. Authors of Plane.
Authors of Plane
was the best one. And also, we also respect Dem Loafs.
Of course.
Dem Loafs. That's true. Yeah.
These were a beautiful golden era. And then we learned their names because they were great.
Yes.
And we made it through all of their NXT run without a guy named Brutus turning on Julius. How about that shit?
Yeah,
who would have thought?
Yeah.
Part of the reason they were the best tag team for so long was because they just made it just to stay together.
That's true.
That's no offense to them. They're phenomenal, but everybody else split up.
Luis says, I made the Dem Loafs joke as a play on the Briscoes, and they may now be the best brother tag team in all of wrestling. Sheer poetry. I mean, Lucha Bros would have something to say about that. Usos would have something to say about that.
Bucks would have something to say about that.
Bucks would have something to say about that.
But I can't say you're wrong.
But they're in the top 10.
Sure.
Top 5, maybe.
Probably top 5.
I don't know why this pops me so much. So Luis saying, hear me out. And I like this a lot from Luis. Paul Heyman gets fired by the Bloodline on Friday, and he hires the Creed to get back at the Usos and Sikoa.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it at all. Jambeard saying, here's another monkey's paw booking. Hold on. Creeds go to Raw to fight Imperium, but they have to team up with Matt Riddle to do it.
Throw it across the room. I have now worked myself into my own booking of it's going to be RK Bro and Drew, and Drew turns on RK Bro against Imperium, which I don't hate.
Perhaps, yeah.
I like my own booking. How about that?
Yeah.
Shit?
Feeling Dreepy says, when GYV leave, I want them to be ROH tag champs. Yes.
Oh, cool. So they can never defend it on ROH like our current ROH tag champs. I'm not salty about it at all. 0 times. The Jay Briscoe Memorial Ladder match. Reach for the Sky ladder match. You got 2 other brothers winning it. They make a huge deal out of it. It's been defended twice on AEW. But I've seen Penta and Phoenix on ROH just in some
since
whatever the fuck.
Since Penta and Phoenix have become ROH champs, you know how much time they've spent in ROH? Cero minutos. Cero minutos defending the title. Ryan,
I'm fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Made this prediction a few weeks ago. Braun and the Creed brothers are going as a faction.
Braun Breaker.
Yeah.
In my head, I thought Strowman, and I was like, ew.
No, that'd be weird.
I was like, gross.
No.
You'd have to turn the Creeds back heel to do it. They worked really well together, but I think they have different.
They worked really well together as faces. I don't think they would work really, really well together as heels.
No, and I think Braun's sticking around for Ilya Dragunov. How about them apples?
Yeah. Well, for that long and no longer, I think.
That makes sense.
I think the best
SummerSlam-ish.
The best place for him to do it. He's gonna have his match with Ilja Dragunov. I think building to it, they becomes the Braun Breaker versus the Unbreakable. Because I think that's what the and because basically he had that feud with Dijak to prove he could not be broken. Like there's a promo there. It's like, what will you do, Braun Breaker, with a man who is unbreakable? Like that's an easy thing to do. So but
he was so awesome. Dragunov was so awesome tonight. Oh, it was so good.
We're about to get to it. But Ilja beats Braun there, and then Braun immediately boom up to the main roster, and he can easily just show up and say like, "Hey Seth, I think I got you." You know, like have another one, have an open challenge, and this time they have a better match on Raw, like to introduce him. He doesn't win, but like if he had that match in his first match on Raw, this call up versus Seth, he would be over immediately.
100%.
Like boom, like it's put a rocket on him. So yes,
you could run him and Ciampa back on opposite sides of the coin.
G-Bro says, I want to be a drummer later in life. And Kate equals bars.
Work hard. Practice. Oh my God, drummers, practice. That's it. Just practice, please.
Breaker comes out, cuts a promo about, and he's not wrong. He fought Seth Rollins on the most watched episode of NXT in like 2 years. And he's had 78 matches in his career. And Seth's had more premium live event matches than he's had matches. And he hung tough with him. And at no point did you feel like, oh, this kid's outclassed. You just didn't, because he's ready. And him saying that, like, on my first ever match, I beat one of the hottest dudes in all of wrestling right now, LA Knight. Now, I mean, that's a cool little tidbit, a cool little fact, but it has no bearing on anything right now. But I appreciate that he called it out. He is ready right now. And he's going to lose to Ilja Dragunov, who comes out to challenge him. And it's going to be a great match, but I anticipate Braun going to the main roster soon thereafter, so you don't have him beat Ilja there. And I think that is the match. I don't care what you got going on elsewhere. That's the match of NXT Great American Bash.
Ilja, the way that he snapped on Braun was so good tonight.
Yeah.
Like the immediacy with which he went from promo to in ring was just like, oh, that's so good. I can't wait for this match. It's gonna be really fun. It's gonna be really violent. And it's gonna be really good. And I also liked Braun's promo for a few reasons. One, it also just made me respect the hell out of Seth Rollins. I was like, that guy's had over 80 pay-per-view matches. Like, that's crazy. And then I was thinking about it. I was like, it might be well over that. Like, that's nuts. That guy's been doing this for a long time and really well. I, at this point in the night, was like, is Vince back in Raw and Triple H back in NXT? Because this felt very Hunter. the classic promo where you're making your point, but making the other guy look good in the process in the same sentence, to me, was always like a really good Triple H hallmark when things were at their peak of like, I hung with this guy who I also just put over in the same breath. I was like, that's a very Hunter thing. So I was like, is it if we get a really bad Raw, we get a pretty good NXT? Like it's like, well, Vince ate up my Monday Night Raw, so I'm going back to where it all started. We're making the ship black and gold again. But really, really loved this and very much looking forward to the match.
Yeah. Yes. We have a few more America puns. Ricardo El Notorio says Jack Kennedy Perry. And how about Mr. John Kennedy? Kennedy. I like that one. John Beard says Bobby Fish once gave birth in 1776, and he called that child America.
That's beautiful.
Ellis Island of Relevancy. That's from Chris Pereira.
Very good.
And Fat Matt says bronze stripes and Brickic stars. Superstars?
Our new friend Fat Matt. I hope he has stuck around this long because he liked NXT, and here we are. This is one of our nicer episodes, so. But we're called Sour Grapes, so you're not allowed to be surprised.
No. This thing there, yeah. So this is hold on. So this is a couple ways. Jambeard says is Ricky Rainbow Murica edition. And also somebody said this is me trying out bangs for the first time.
I kind of like that it's Ricky Rainbow because it has the same chaos.
Mm-hmm.
And also I love Ricky Rainbow.
Hello, happy 4th. Well, actually, no, it's happy 5th now. We don't celebrate the 4th across the pond in England. Where
you may or may not be from.
Well, I may not be from there. You never know. I could be from, Wales or Northern Ireland.
Sure.
Or Mozambique. You never know. I could be from anywhere. I'm an enigma, wrapped in a riddle, wrapped in an egg roll, wrapped in a tortilla. I'm delicious.
You sound like a tasty little question mark.
Yeah, that's right. I could be anywhere. I could be from anything. But anyway, happy 5th of July.
Thanks, homie. Love you, Ricky.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
So good old BR, Betsy Ross.
That's a really good one.
Okay, so Ricardo says sitting with my kitties through the ruckus, not fun.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. We are for the ruckus here on Sour Grapes.
We are pro ruckus.
We are, but not when it's scary.
But not this kind of thing.
Yeah, I gotta do the bestie thing with me. Other hand.
It always feels weird to go over here when I'm pointing the other way. And
I know it's actually way harder than it looks. There we go. Hey.
Yeah, they're good. Okay.
You made it.
Come back, King. Ricky, please. So okay, here we go. We have some jukeboxes here to go through. Let's see here. Okay. How many we got here for you? We got 1, 1.5 because that's a duet. 2 because that's another duet. 3. All right, we're good. Okay, so
no more. We're way over time.
Yeah. Okay.
No more tabs.
Starting out with Nathan Frazier doing Cotton Eye Joe. Okay, here we go. If it hadn't been for Cotton Eye Joe, I'd been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? If it hadn't been for Cotton Eye Joe, I'd have been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? It just repeats over and over again. It does. Hold on. Here is the verse. He came to town like a midwinter storm. He rode through the fields so handsome and strong. His eyes was his tools and his smile was his gun. But all he had come for was having some fun. If I hadn't been for Cotton Eye Joe, I'd have been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? And Bob's your uncle. Good. All right. Oh God, that seems like that's a bad thing. Okay. No, just too many Ludwig Kaisers. These are gonna last forever now. So here we go. Tiffany singing America Fuck Yeah from our favorite movie.
By far and away the most viewed review on Get the Flick Out of Here. It was very early in our reign. I'm sure Jimmy Van thought, "Oh, we've got a gold mine here," and then we never came close to it. So.
Nope, not again. Not till this week. This week we're doing Over the Top, starring Sylvester Stallone in a trucking / fatherhood / arm wrestling movie. Yeah.
With a phenomenal theme. America, fuck yeah. Coming again to save the motherfucking day, yeah. America, fuck yeah. Freedom is the only way, yeah. Terrorist, your game is through, because now you have to answer to America. So lick my butt and suck my balls, America. What you gonna do when we come for you? It's a dream we all share. It's the hope for tomorrow. Do you want to do the F he is and the funny part where he just says American things?
I don't have it up.
You just have to say fuck yeah after I say words.
Okay, fine.
You know what part I'm talking about. McDonald's.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Walmart.
Fuck yeah.
The Gap.
Fuck yeah, Malachi Black.
Baseball.
Fuck yeah.
NFL.
Fuck yeah. Done. I'm done with this.
Rock and roll.
Fuck yeah.
The internet.
Fuck yeah.
Slavery.
Fuck yeah, love.
Guitar solo. Starbucks, Disney World, Porno Valium, Reeboks, Faked It, Sushi, Taco Bell, Rodeos, Bed Bath & Beyond, Liberty, Wax Lips, the Alamo Band-Aids, Las Vegas, Christmas, Immigrants, Popeyes, Democrats, Republicans, Sportsmanship, Books. And books that they don't say. Okay.
No, it's true.
What? A song?
Okay, good. Lieutenant Photo wants Ludwig Kaiser listing all the girls from Mambo number 5. A little bit of Monica in my life. A little bit of Erica by my side. A little bit of Rita's all I need. A little bit of Tina's what I see. A little bit of Sandra in the sun. A little bit of Mary all night long. A little bit of Jessica, here I am. A little bit of you makes me your man. Oh,
crushed it.
Thank you. That is now my least favorite thing to do.
It is my new favorite impression of yours, so I'm
great.
sorry.
Wonderful. Good. Wonderful. Ricardo wants Regal doing Behind Blue Eyes.
Well played.
All right, here we go. Here we go. No one knows what it's like to be the bad man, to be the sad man behind blue eyes. No one knows what it's like to be hated, to be fated, for telling only lies. But they dream my dreams, they aren't as empty as my conscience seems to be. I have hours only lonely. My love is vengeance. It's never free. No one knows what it's like to feel these feelings like I do, and I blame you, man in the mask. No one bites back as hard as on their anger. None of my pain and woe can show through. I miss you, man in the mask. Okay. Okay. Feeling Creepy wants the Gallus doing the to be or not to be soliloquy. So apparently we're gonna do this now. To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether is nobler in the mind and suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune. It'll take arms against a sea of troubles, by opposing in them, to die to sleep no more. And some of the sleep say we aim the heartache and the thousand natural socks, the fish, there to the confirmation of will be. I sleep, the sleep is that stream, there is a rub, but in that sleep of death, what dreams become when you have shoveled off this mortal ghoul. Must give us pause. Where's this record makes this comedy some long life? He would bips the bear the whips and scorns of time. The precious wrong, the proud men's contemplate, the pangs of the despised love, the law's delay, the insolence of office and the spurns that merit of the unworthy takes when he himself might his acquaintance make with a bare bodkin. Thank you.
Both the accent and the proximity to the mic really made that special.
Okay, good. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay. Okay. Tiffany Stratton doing Steiner math from G-Bro.
Oh, Tiffy. Okay. Open. You know, they say all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Samoa Joe and you can see that statement is not true. See, normally if you go one-on-one with another wrestler, you've got a 50-50 chance of winning. But I'm a genetic freak and I'm not normal. So you got a 25% chance at best at beating me. Then you add Kurt Angle into the mix, your chances of winning go down, or of winning drastic go down. See the three-way at Sacrifice. You've got a 33 and a third chance of winning, but I got a 63 and 2/3 chance of winning because Kurt Angle knows he can't beat me, and he's not even going to try. So Samoa Joe, take your 33rd and a third chance minus 25% chance, and you've got an 8 and a third chance of winning at Sacrifice.
Your mic isn't connected.
How's that possible? It's just my headphones.
Now my headphones aren't connected because I thought it was my headphones that went crazy.
Did it happen during the Steiner Math promo?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
no! How far into the Steiner Math promo?
I don't know. You're fine.
I'll do it again next week because I killed it.
You did. I did check my headphones because I thought it's my fault.
Tiffany, all you need to know, Tiffany Stratton, 141 and 2/3 chance of beating Samoa Joe at Sacrifice.
Yes, it's true.
That's just the way it is.
It's true. It's true. Okay. Ludwig Kaiser singing "My Heart Will Go On." NCB wants Ludwig Kaiser singing "My Heart Will Go On." Okay, let's see here. All right. All right, here we go. Every night in my dreams, I see you, I feel you. That is how I know you go on. Far across the distance and spaces between us, you have come to show you go on. Near, far, wherever you are, I believe that the heart does go on. Once more, you open the door, and you're here in my heart, and my heart will go on. Wing General Gunther. Okay, thank you.
That's such a good impression.
It actually sounds nothing like him when he talks, but it's only when he introduces Gunther. It's only when he introduces Gunther, honestly. It's a very limited fake. That's what they call it. It's a limited fake Ludwig Kaiser. So here we go.
For those of you who don't know, he and Tiffy are dating.
It's true. So here we go. Jambeard wants Darby singing the "Dumb Ways to Die" song.
Dumb ways to die.
Here we go. All right, let's see if I can get this here. Set fire to your hair. Poke a stick at a grizzly bear. Eat medicine that's out of date. Use your private parts as piranha bait. Dumb ways to die. So many dumb ways to die. Dumb ways to die. So many dumb ways to die. And I've tried them all, Malachi Black. Get your toast out with a fork. Do your own electrical work. Teach yourself how to fly. Eat a 2-week-old unrefrigerated pie. Dumb ways to die. Brody King. Good. Okay. All right, here we go. All right. Okay, we got to save that one for second to last. Okay, we got a couple of duets here. Let's do Jam Beard wants Tiffany and Tony D to sing the Bowsette song, The Chalk Eaters. I don't know anything about this, so I don't even know how to duet it properly.
I have no idea what this is.
I don't know what this is. This seems long. I'm just going to point to you and I'm done. And then you continue it until you decide you are done, because I don't know anything about this, but here we go. Thank you, Jambeard, for giving us this. I don't know what this is. Here we go. Tony D and Tiffany. Once again, I want to nonstop. Every pitch explored. Been down every slope. I keep on hopping and stomping to defeat annoying swamp hoppers. 3 kitty clouds smiling down, watching from the top. I'm losing hope. When did saving the princesses become a full-time job? The voices inside me sincerely struggling for some answer. I need to be certain this worship is worth it. Still determined to find her. I've reached the dungeon and was dazzled by somebody who is surely unexpected in this castle. You go.
All these years I've been keeping to myself. Hard to tell why the hell I kept putting her in that cell. Boy, I missed you after every farewell, but now I'm out of the shell. I'm sorry, but she's in another castle because she won't even care for you, I fear. Don't have to power up to solve that puzzle. She's out there, but I'm here. She's oh so busy with her fancy hustle. She'd be with some prince than you, my dear. Your princess may be in another castle, but I'm still here. Toodles.
Better. That's much better. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay. All right. Darren Lloyd wants Ludwig Kaiser doing the CM Punk pipe bomb. I'm going to do part of it because it's very long.
Come on.
No, listen, this is your deal. Hold on. I got to get over here. All right.
The fact you need to open up the document.
John Cena, while you lay there, hopefully as uncomfortable as you can be, I want you to listen to me. I want you to digest this, because before I leave in 3 weeks with your WWE Championship, I have a lot of things I want to get off my chest. I don't hate you, John. I don't even dislike you. I do like you. I like you a hell of a lot more than I like most people in the back. I hate this idea that you're the best, because you're not. I'm the best. I'm the best in the world. There's one thing you're better at than I am, and that's kissing Vince McMahon's ass. You're as good at kissing Vince McMahon's ass as Hulk Hogan was. I don't know if you're good as Dwayne, though. He was a pretty good ass kisser. Always was. I demand your gratitude. For me doing that. Seriously, demand your gratitude. Okay.
I've been the best since day one when I walked into this company. And I've been vilified and hated since that day because Paul Heyman saw something in me that nobody else wanted to admit. That's right. I'm a Paul Heyman gal. You know who else was a Paul Heyman gal? Brock Lesnar, and he split just like I'm splitting. But the biggest difference between me and Brock is that I had a Tiffany epiphany. I grabbed so many of Vincent K. McMahon.
Keep I'm Googling something.
They just dawned on me that they're just that. They're completely imaginary, Alex. No matter how many times I try and prove it, on this microphone, in that ring, even at commentary, nobody can touch me.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it very much. All right. Let's see here. All right. They want Chi-Town Spurs wants Darby Allin and Tiffany Stratton singing The Time Warp. Is this I'm unfortunately somehow as a theater kid I am unfamiliar with yeah, I know I've seen it once. So like I don't have all the things so am I riff-raff and you're magenta?
Sure.
I'm out. I have no idea. So I'll be Darby Allin. I'll do that. There we go. Okay. I don't know how this works. Here we go. It's sounding. Time is fleeting. Madness takes its toll. But listen closely.
Not for much longer.
I've got to keep control. I remember doing the time warp, drinking those moments when the blackness would hit me.
And the void would be calling.
Let's do the time warp again.
Let's do the time warp again.
It's just a jump to the left. And then a step to the right.
With your hands on your hips.
You bring your knees in tight. But it's the pelvic thrust
that really drives you
insane. Let's do the
time warp again. Let's do the time warp again.
Let's do the time warp again, Malachi Black. Oh, fantasy free me. You can't see me. No, not at all. In another dimension with voyeuristic intention. Well secluded, I see all. Brody King. Buddy Matthews. Julia Hart.
With a bit of a mind flip. Toodles.
We should do a play together. We should do a radio play together.
Oh Lord.
Okay. Yes.
Fat Matt, who's new here. I somehow a while ago there was a thing that happened where people started requesting songs in the styles of different wrestlers, and I can only do a Tiffany Stratton impression, but Alex can do a few, and there's also original characters. So to answer your question, we're also confused too, but it's a lot of fun.
I'm sorry. I don't know what to say about it other than that. You've done it right. Silly. You've done it right. We are. Okay, finally. Because Jacy, I saw your thing, and yes, it is dark, and no, I will not read it. But thank you for your thing, and I agree with you. But this is a public forum, and so I will
jokes.
There you go. Okay. All right. Jake Salazar and CO want Ludwig Kaiser / Imperium, all of Imperium, singing God Bless the USA by Lee Grinwood. All right. Here we go. If tomorrow all the things were gone I'd worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife, I'd thank my lucky stars to be living here today, because the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American. Well, at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the man who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, because there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the dikes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, crossing the plains of Texas, from a sea to a shining sea, from a Detroit down to Houston, and a New York to LA. Why is this happening here? With this pride in every American heart. I'm sorry, I lost the thing. I lost it. The website, it don't work. The website no work. I'm sorry. It is not Giovanni Vinci's fault. The website sheer no work. Okay? Sheer no work properly. You're getting me a website that'll work, it'll be fine. But no, the website sheer no work, boss. Okay? So there's pride in every American heart. It is time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American. Well, at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the men who died who gave that right to me, and I gladly stand up next to you and defend us still today. Because I read no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. Thank you.
Nailed it.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Great. Wonderful. Thank you. We're all done here.
We're 25 minutes over, so yeah.
We're all done here. Yeah. So I'm just gonna say goodbye like her because nobody requested the Linda tonight, and frankly, I'm a little upset about it. So anyway, goodbye, all of you ingrates. Listen.
At the diner.
On today of all days. Happy birthday, America. I was there, when George Washington crossed the Delaware. I was like, you go, George. That's it. Good night, everybody. Oh wait, I did not see this. Tom, let me see if I can find it. Hold on. Oh no. Hold on. I don't know. I'll get it. Hold on. The Independence Day speech.
As Linda?
I don't know.
Did you send it in via sour chat and not super chat?
No. I saw it when it was requested, but it never got made the list.
How non-Jericho?
I know. Okay, Bill Pullman's speech, and here we go. Found it. All right. So because I don't remember what you requested as, so we're gonna do is Linda. There we go. Good morning. In less than an hour, aircrafts from here will join others from around the world, and you will be launching the largest aerial battle in the history of mankind. That word should have no meaning for all of us today. We can't be consumed by our petty differences anymore, except for you, Brenda, and you know why. We will be united in our common interests. Perhaps it's fate that today is the 4th of July, and you will once again be fighting for our freedom, but not from tyranny or oppression or persecution, but from annihilation. We're fighting for our right to live, to exist, and should we win today, the 4th of July will no longer be known as an American holiday, but as the day when the world declared in one voice, we will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight. We're going to live on. We're going to survive. Today, we celebrate our Independence Day. And thank you very much and good night.
There you go.
Keep cool, gabagoles.
Toodles.
Happy